Hi everyone, welcome back to Pac-12 Softball, the final swing. I'm your host, Aaliyah Jordan. If you don't know who I am, I played at UCLA for 7 years from 2017 to 2023. I won a national championship in 2019 and was a 2-time All-American, and now I do this. So I talk about all things Pac-12 softball. We are in week 8 of softball, and I believe we're around halfway-ish through Pac-12 softball. I'm gonna get straight into it. We're gonna talk about the Pac-12 weekly honors. First off, we have pitcher of the week, and I'm gonna let you think about who the Pac-12 pitcher of the week is. It's not that hard. Obviously, it was Nyjah Kennedy. She tossed a pair of complete game shutouts, totaled 20 strikeouts against Arizona over the weekend, went 5 scoreless inning frames in the 9-0 win over Arizona on March 28th, adding 7 strikeouts in the run rule win. Followed with 7 scoreless innings in her second complete game of the weekend, dealing 13 strikeouts while allowing just 4 hits in the dominant outing. Helped her own cause and hit her first career home run in Saturday's win. Congratulations on that, actually, because I saw a tweet that it was like something about people are so shocked to find out that pitchers can hit, and I'm like, have you guys not heard of like Rachel Garcia? Like, she's not the only one, but pitchers do hit and they learn just like everybody else. This is her 6th Pac-12 Pitcher of the Week award. That is insane, and she's literally a sophomore. So next we have Freshman of the Week. We have Sydney Peters of Washington. She earned a pair of wins in Washington's 3-game sweep over Oregon State, retiring 9 of 11 batters faced and did not allow a single hit in her outings. She tossed 2.1 innings in the Huskies' 5-4 win on Thursday, dealing 4 strikeouts on the day. Struck out her lone batter faced in relief on Saturday, earning the win, and combined shutout with Ruby Malin, of course. Next we have Riley Holtorf of Washington as well. She hit .364, going 4 for 11 with a pair of home runs to help lead Washington to the 3-game sweep of Oregon State as well. Hit a leadoff homer in Game 1 of the series, ultimately winning 5-4, and went 2 for 4 in Game 3, including her first career walk-off home run in the 1-0 victory. So, congratulations to those ladies. That was all we have for Pac-12 weekly honors. Next, we're going to go over every team based on Pac-12 rankings. So, number 1, of course, we have Stanford, 8-1 in conference and 28-6 overall, ranked number 9 nationally according to Softball America. Obviously, Stanford is just rolling on all cylinders. Just doing great things right now. Obviously has one of the best pitching staffs in the nation, so very well-deserved number 1 ranking in Pac-12. This weekend they'll be at home facing ASU. Number 2 in Pac, we have, of course, Washington. They are 9-3 in conference and 25-5 overall, and ranked. Interesting. What are they ranked overall? I don't know if they are ranked according to Softball America, but they're ranked pretty high. And some highlights for Washington. Washington actually leads the Pac in 3 major batting stats. They are number 1 batting average with .333. Number 1 in slugging percentage with .540, and on base percentage with .415. This weekend they will be at Oregon. Next in Pac-12 rankings, we have number 3 UCLA. They are 6-2 in conference and 20-8 overall. They are ranked number 12 nationally according to Softball America. And some highlights for them: redshirt senior Maya Brady leads UCLA with an average of .407. Batting average, I should say. 35 runs batted in, 26 runs scored, and 9 home runs. For the second straight year, she's leading the Pac-12 in slugging percentage with an .826 mark. Redshirt senior Charlize Palacios is second on the team with 8 home runs. And, of course, freshman Caitlin Terry owns a perfect 9-0 record and leads UCLA with a 2.21 ERA 2 months into the season. Lastly, we have Taylor Tinsley. She started most of the games in the circle for the Bruins and recorded an 8-7 record and a 2.52 ERA. And this weekend, UCLA will be facing Oregon State at Oregon State. Next, we have number 4 Oregon. They are 7-4 in conference and 20-12 overall. Some highlights for them: Oregon leads the Pac-12 and ranks 23rd nationally with 61 stolen bases on the season. Otto Carson, obviously having an amazing year, is the only player in the Pac-12 with 9+ home runs and 9+ steals, I should say. She enters the week as the Pac-12 leader in RBIs with 37. She's also second in home runs with 9, fourth in doubles with 9, third in slugging percentage with 373, and eighth in steals with 10. Oregon ranks third in the Pac-12 and 14th nationally in fielding percentage with 976. The Ducks are also second in the Pac-12 for throwing runners out with 8 and third in both ERA with 2.77 and strikeout to walk ratio with 1.91 to 1. This weekend they will be facing Washington. Next in Pac-12 we have number 5 Arizona. They are 5-7 in conference, 22-11 overall, and this weekend they will be at Utah. 6th on this list we have Cal. I'm honestly kind of shocked that Cal is this low. I mean, when you look at their stats, which I'll talk about in a minute, but just like the year they are having, I just feel like them being ranked 6th in Pac is just like kind of surprising to me. I don't know what it is, but they are 4-8 in conference, so yeah, they're 27-10 overall and currently ranked 23rd nationally according to Softball America's rankings and 18th nationally in RPI rankings. I think I'm saying this, that I'm surprised that they're ranked this low in Pac-12 just because they are just having such a much better year than they have in years past. So talking about that, Cal leads the Pac-12 in home runs with 51 after hitting 3 more against Utah this past week. They have 13 more than Washington, who has 38, and 16 more than Arizona, who has 35. And I feel like I talk about this every single week. Tucson has the thinnest air, so I always expect Arizona to have the most home runs. So I'm kind of shocked that it's Cal that has the most. By a lot, by the way. Cal also leads the Pac-12 in several other offensive categories, including runs with 205, hits with 295, doubles with 54, RBIs with 185, extra base hits with 108, and total bases. Cal is just dominant right now offensively, especially in the Pac-12. Highlights for them: Acacia Anders leading the Pac-12 with 16 doubles and third most in the nation. She has 30 RBIs, ranking 4th in the pack. Her batting average is 400, ranking 7th in the pack. Elon Butler is currently leading the conference in home runs with 11 and ranked 16th nationally. Her .816 slugging percentage, I should say, is second in the conference, and she's tied for the team lead with Acacia Anders at 30 RBIs. Tatum Anzaldo is tied for 7th in the conference with 40 hits and is 11 away from her career milestone of 200 hits and is currently sitting at 189. Randy Rolling is 7th in conference with 67 strikeouts in the circle and is tied at the top with 3 saves. This weekend, Cal has their bye week, but they will be playing a 3-game series against LMU at home. Next in rankings, we have Oregon State, who is 3-5 in conference and 15-19 overall. Some leaders for them: Grace Mesmer has a team leading of 633 slugging percentage in Pac-12 play, and Oregon State actually has 3 pitchers who have struck out at least 50 batters so far in the season. Hulen leads the staff with 59, and Oregon State is the only Pac-12 school with 3 or more pitchers to have recorded 50 or more strikeouts this season. They're definitely relying heavy on their pitching staff this season. Next in Pac-12 rankings, we have Utah, who is 4-9 in conference, 21-15 overall. And some highlights for them: over Utah's last 4 games, Julia Jimenez has driven 9 runs Julia Jimenez has driven 9 runs. That puts her at the top of the team leaderboard with RBIs with 29. Jeez, I couldn't get that out. Abby Dayton has continued to reside among the conference leaders in a slew of categories, including batting average with 477, on-base percentage 525, and 6 triple, where she leads the league. Haley Denning's 52 hits and 19 steals are both the top in the conference, and she only trails Dayton in batting average with a 456 batting average. She also ranks 3rd in runs and 6th in on-base percentage. No one in the Pac-12 has crossed home plate more times than Aaliyah. She's so fast, whose 32 runs scored are tied for the top in the conference. She's also tied for second in triples, and 10th in hits. Lastly, we have ASU is ranked 9th in Pac-12 conference. They are 2-7 in conference and 18-15 overall. And this weekend, ASU will be playing at Stanford. That is all I have for you as far as Pac-12 softball. So I know this is not softball related, but something that's been really on my mind as far as women's sports has been the interaction of social media and growing women's sports. So social media obviously is, evolving, but I think the reason this has been on my mind is because of specifically I've been watching March Madness, and sure enough, my entire Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, every social media platform that I have has been all about March Madness and all of the women, specifically the women, but all of the women, the men, and all the stories that are going on in these people's lives that is outside of basketball. I mean, basketball has something to do with it, but mainly how their outside life has affected them on the screen. So obviously social media has played such a significant role in growing women's sports in several ways, but number one, it's increased visibility. So social media platforms provide just such a global stage for women's sports, allowing athletes and teams to showcase their talents and achievements and their wins and everything like that to a huge audience, and not just those who are able to watch it on TV. So this increased visibility has helped raise awareness for women's sports and expand their fan base beyond just traditional audiences, like I said, that just watch them on TV. Second, direct engagement with fans. I mean, women's sports and organizations can engage literally directly with their fans through social media, and it fosters just such a sense of community and loyalty on their platforms. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, like I said, all the ones that March Madness is full of them on my For You page, but these platforms allow athletes to share their personal stories, their training updates, the behind the scenes content, and it creates a more intimate connection with the world. I mean, even just on my feed, I see people doing get ready with me's and showing us all the gear they got and all the prizes they win and all those different things that you wouldn't typically just see if you're just watching them on TV. So it's really cool to be able to see the behind the scenes type of stuff from these athletes. Third, it amplifies each individual athlete's story. Social media enables the amplification of stories and moments that may not receive as much attention on mainstream media, like I said, on TV. Fans can share their highlights, interviews, inspirational stories about themselves or other women, helping elevate their profiles and celebrate their achievements. I think the biggest example that comes to me is Michaela Edenfield of Florida State softball. If you don't know who she is, she's the catcher for Florida State. She loves doing these bright, bold eye makeup looks for her games, and more people have been interested in her specifically because of that. And I think sometimes she gets some backlash, but at the end of the day, like, that's what she wants to do and that's what she does. And it's really cool when like she takes off her catching helmet and we see like all the make. I could never do it, but the way she does it is amazing. And I mean, I follow her on social media and I see her behind the scenes getting ready for the game and her, putting on the eye makeup and what the process is like, and then going and watch her game. And I'm like, dang, I got to see the behind the scenes. So even just for me, her peer, is really cool to see that. And I think that a lot of women are able to share stuff like that because of social media. And I think even just the other day, she posted a photo of her with a little girl that had come to her game, had on this super cute eye makeup look as well. But it's her ability to do that. That little girl felt inspired to do that makeup look because she saw someone who plays the same sport as her doing that makeup, and that inspired her to come watch her game with the eye makeup. So it's just things like that help continue grow our game. And even it's in just such a small way, like makeup, you wouldn't think like makeup and softball go together, but it's building a community and bringing more people in because of it. I mean, I think also social media It breaks down stereotypes. I mean, social media provides a platform for challenging stereotypes and misconceptions about women's sports. And I mean, we all know it all. And I mean, you can go to any post, almost any post, that ESPN post about a woman, and majority of the comments are going to be, she should be in the kitchen, and I would take her 400 feet, like all the comments, right? Athletes can use their voice to advocate for gender equality, promote diversity and inclusion, and inspire the next generation of athletes. And I think the biggest thing for me that I think of in this, and when we've seen it like actual present day, is Sedona Prince. And if you don't know who she is, she was a women's basketball player for Oregon at the time. This was back in 2021. Her team had made it to March Madness, and she had posted, she was a TikTok star at the moment, still kind of is, but she had posted a 38-second clip showing the differences between the men's and the women's tournaments, which led to, you know, people being able to see the differences between the two and the disparity between the two. So in the TikTok, she showed the women's weight room, which was like a foldable table with yoga mats and a small little stack of weights of like dumbbells that went up to like 25 pounds. And then, you know, she showed the men's weight room, and it was like weight racks and like multiple weight racks, like everything you could imagine, like state of the art weight room. And it was like, just because, you know, they're women, you don't think that they don't lift as heavy as the men, not even as heavy as the men, that they don't lift, period. Like, they didn't provide anything that the women or that the men got, because of course, just gender inequality. And so that's just like a huge thing that led to so much stuff that's happening today. I mean, today, 3 years later, March Madness is going on. It's, well, like I said, all over my For You page, all over my social media. And we're seeing people be invested in women's sports like it's never been before. People are more interested in the women's March Madness tournament than they are the men's. Granted, obviously, people are still interested in the men's tournament, but the price of a men's Final Four ticket is half the price of what a women's Final Four ticket is. The viewership of the LSU Iowa game was 12 million viewers. It averaged 12 million viewers, and that broke the record for any I think it was I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it was CBS that it was on. It broke that record for any college basketball game, men's or women's, and it broke it by 3 million the previous year in the LSU Iowa game in the championship. That was just an Elite Eight game, that matchup, and now that already broke it. So who knows what the championship game this year is going to be, the Final Four game is going to be this year. So we're just seeing how much more people are investing in women's sports, specifically just because of that one TikTok video. That one TikTok video led to so much more of things happening. We saw like Travis Scott pulled up to a Iowa basketball game. Like, we're just seeing so many people talk about women's sports, and it's not just women's basketball, it's also women's like softball. You know, they but a couple years ago built the second deck at the Hall of Fame Stadium. I'm pretty sure that sold out like the first year that it happened after that. So I mean, they always say, like, if you invest in women's sports, they will come. You know, you build it, they'll come. So it's not just women's basketball, it's just women's sports in general. I think social media also helps sponsorships, revenue opportunities. The reach and the engagement generated through social media has obviously attracted so many sponsors and partnerships to invest in women's sports, and athletes and teams can use their social media presence to secure endorsement deals, NIL, you know, sponsorship agreements, partnerships, all that stuff. That's all contributing to growing the game as well. I mean, now I see Flage and Angel Reese of LSU women's basketball, you know, on my TV in the commercials. Same with Caitlin Clark. I mean, there's Livy Dunn from LSU Gym. I mean, there's so many more athletes, but this is, we're now able to reach a different target audience. I mean, I think also, this is random, like kind of off topic, but so many people were talking about how Taylor Swift, they were annoyed of seeing Taylor Swift at the Kansas City Chiefs game, but so many more people watched those NFL games when Taylor Swift was in attendance and obviously on the screen. So, I mean, it's the same thing. I just think that the two are hand in hand, and that it's helping growing the game through NIL. I mean, specifically social media, because NIL has a lot to do with social media, but these social media opportunities are really helping grow women's sports. I mean, I'm obviously all for it. And so, yeah, that's just been really heavy on my mind. Overall, social media has just played such a huge transformative role in elevating the visibility, the engagement, the commercial viability of women's sports, and helping break down barriers and create new opportunities for athletes and fans, and just overall women's sports in general. I'm obviously here for it. Even just in 4 years, the difference of women's sports is just like night and day almost. I mean, I think there's definitely still a lot of work that needs to be done, but just seeing how far it's come, I can't wait to see what it's like, 2, 5, 10, 15 years from now, and how hopefully, that doesn't look equal, but here, hopefully, men's and women's sports will be equal in almost every way. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, as always, if there's anything you ever want to see me talk about, anyone you want me to interview, please let me know in the comments or on my social media. Comment, like, subscribe to the Softball America YouTube channel.